The fog crept in like a chilling spectre, shrouding the rural road in an impenetrable veil. It was as if the very air itself had turned to mist, hiding the truth from prying eyes. The only sound was the soft hush of tires on wet pavement, a lonely serenade that echoed through the darkness. Night had fallen, casting long shadows across the deserted highway. The trees, like skeletal sentinels, stood guard over the fog-shrouded road, their branches creaking ominously in the wind. The cold air bit at exposed skin, sending shivers down the spines of those who dared to venture forth. Fog swirled around the headlights of oncoming cars, creating an otherworldly effect that seemed almost magical. But it was no illusion, the fog was a harbinger of something sinister, a warning sign that something was amiss on this forsaken stretch of road. As drivers navigated the treacherous terrain, they couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Cars began to vanish without warning, their headlights flickering out like dying embers as they disappeared into the fog. Some drivers claimed to have seen shadowy figures darting across the road, while others reported hearing disembodied whispers on their car radios. No one knew what was happening, but one thing was certain, the fog was playing tricks on people's minds. As the night wore on, more and more cars vanished into thin air. Police sirens wailed in the distance, but they seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere at the same time, always just out of sight. The fog grew thicker, until it was impossible to see more than a few feet in front of you. Drivers began to panic, speeding up or slowing down in a desperate bid to escape the clutches of the mysterious fog. But it seemed to be always one step ahead, waiting for its next victim like a patient predator. And then, there were the strange noises, the screeching tires, the crunching metal, the muffled screams. The fog seemed to be alive, writhing and twisting like a living thing. It was as if it had a malevolent consciousness, a twisted mind that reveled in the terror it inspired. And then, there were the messages, scrawled on the windshields of abandoned cars, in blood or lipstick, "Get out while you still can." As the night reached its climax, a lone driver stumbled upon a car that had been abandoned for hours. The engine was still running, the headlights still shining, but the occupants were nowhere to be found. The driver's heart was racing as they peered into the fog, wondering what had happened to the missing couple. Suddenly, the driver felt a cold breeze on the back of their neck. They spun around, but there was no one there. And then, they saw it, a figure standing just beyond the reach of the headlights, watching them with cold, dead eyes. The driver floored it, speeding down the road as the figure vanished into the fog. But it was too late, the fog had already claimed them, wrapping its dark tendrils around their car like a shroud. The engine sputtered, and then died. And then, everything went black. As the driver regained consciousness, they found themselves back at the car they had abandoned hours earlier. The engine was still running, the headlights still shining, but something was wrong. The driver's eyes widened as they took in the horrific sight before them. They were not alone in the car.